morning all. In this class we will discuss about electric potential, electrostatic energy, electric field of electric dipole in unit 2 electrostatics. So first let us define potential difference. So the work done by an external source in moving a charge q from one point to another point in an electric field E is given by W equal to minus q into integral initial to final E dot dl. So this is the expression for work done in moving a charge from one point to another against an electric field E. Now what is the potential difference? Potential difference is defined as work done in moving a unit positive charge from one point to another in an electric field. So work done in moving a unit charge. So this is unit charge. So potential difference equal to V equal to divided by Q, it will be minus integral initial to final E dot dl. So this is the expression for potential difference. Potential difference is measured in joules per coulomb, for which volt is defined as a more common unit abbreviated as V. Hence the potential difference work done per charge, therefore joules per coulomb, but most common unit is volt. So VAB equal to minus integral. So if you are moving from point B to point A, then minus integral B to A E dot dl into V. And VAB is positive if work done in carrying the positive charge from B to A. In general, it can be represented as V equal to minus integral E dot dl. Or from this, E can be derived from V as E equal to minus gradient of V, or E equal to minus del V. So the relation between V and E are V equal to minus integral E dot dl and E equal to minus del V. Now consider the potential difference between A and B at radial distances RA, RB from a point charge Q. So now we are going to consider a point charge Q. Okay, so what is the electric field intensity due to point charge? It is equal to Q by 4 pi epsilon 0 R square AR. And consider differential element DL equal to DR into AR. So VAB equal to minus integral B to A E dot dl, which is equal to, we are moving from the radius of RB to RA. We are moving from RB to RA. So RB to RA into Q by 4 pi epsilon 0 R square dr, which is given by Q by 4 pi epsilon 0 into 1 by RA minus 1 by RB. So now if we consider the radial distance, that is, if they consider the distance RB is infinity, as RB tends to infinity, that means if you are bringing the charge from infinity to the point A, then 1 by RB or 1 by infinity equal to 0. So the second term will become 0. So now VA equal to Q by 4 pi epsilon 0 RA. So this is called the absolute potential. So V equal to Q by 4 pi epsilon 0 R with reference to infinity. So V equal to Q by 4 pi epsilon 0 R is called the absolute potential. So we have derived expressions for potential difference. VAB equal to minus integral B to A E dot dl, and E can be find from V as E equal to minus del V, and the potential, absolute potential, is given by Q by 4 pi epsilon 0 R. So that means it is inversely proportional to R, or V is proportional to 1 by R, where E is proportional to 1 by R square, but V is proportional to 1 by R. Okay, now we consider what is meant by an equipotential surface. Equipotential surface is a surface composed of all points having the same value of potential. So it is called equipotential, means all points have the same value of potential. No work is involved in moving one charge. So since all the potential values are same, no work is involved in moving unit charge. So that means potential difference between any two points on this equipotential surface is 0. On an equipotential surface, potential difference between any two points is 0. Okay, so if we consider 2 points A and B, then the potential at point A is VA and the potential at point B is VB. Then the potential difference VAB equal to VA minus VB. So far we have discussed about the potential difference, absolute potential. Now what do you mean by potential field of a system of charges? So if suppose so far we have discussed about only one charge. Now we have a system of charges, then it is the whole the potential due to n point charges is given by V of R equal to Q1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 R minus R1 plus Q2 by 4 pi epsilon 0 R by R plus R2 plus etc. up to n charges. So it can be summed as V of R equal to summation m equal to 1 to n Qm by 4 pi epsilon 0 R minus Rn. So with this we have completed the topic of potential difference, how to find potential difference. Potential difference is usually proportional to 1 by r. Okay, q by 4 pi epsilon 0 r, epsilon r. Next we'll discuss about the energy density in electrostatic field. Energy density. So what is the energy density in electrostatic field? Okay, so we'll derive expression for energy density in electrostatic field. So consider an empty space where there is no electric field at all. Initially there is no electric field. Now at point P1 we are bringing a charge Q1. Initially at point P1 we are bringing a charge Q1. Since before bringing that charge there is no, the space is empty. No charge was there. So no work is done in moving the charge from Q1 to P1. Now next what we are going to do, we are bringing the charge Q2 to P2. So now but since there is already another charge is present, there is Q1 at point Q1. So we have to, some work has to be done in moving the bringing the charge Q2 to P2, because there exists already electric field due to Q1. Okay, so the work done to position Q2 at P2 equal to V21 into Q2, where V21 is the potential at P2 due to P1. Similarly, now if you bring a third charge Q3 to the point P3, now it will the work done will be equal to work done to position Q3 at P3 will be equal to whatever V31 Q3 plus V32 Q3. Okay, so so it is given by this work done to position Q3 at V3 equal to V31 Q3 plus V32 Q3. That means potential at point 3 due to first charge, and potential at point 3 due to second charge, and Q3 is a third charge. So this is the expression for work done to position Q3. If you going on adding n charges, work done to position Qn, what is the final charge is Qn at Pn is given by Vn1 Q1 plus Vn2 Qn plus etc. Hence the total work done in positioning all the charges, if you add all these W1, W2 up to Wn, you will be having We equal to Q2 V21 plus Q3 V31 plus etc. So this total work done is nothing but the potential energy in the system of charges, hence denoted as Wa. Now you consider the case. So we have completed this portion. Now we consider the charges are getting placed in reverse order. That means first the charge Qn is placed, next Qn minus 1 is placed, then Qn minus 2 is placed. Like that in reverse order the charges are being placed. Finally the charge Q1 is placed. Okay. So initially when Qn is placed, no work done. When Qn minus 1 is placed, there will be potential due to Qn. Like that we have to write in reverse order. So this is the expression for We. Add these two equations. That is first case and second case. Add these two equations. To We equal to Q1 into V12 plus V13 plus V14 up to V1n plus Q2 into V at 2 potential 2 due to first charge 2, 3, 2, 4, etc. 2. Similarly, like so, replace all these 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4 up to 1n with 1 Q1 V1 plus Q2 V2 plus Q3 V3 plus etc. So 2 We equal to, so We equal to half to summation m equal to 1 to n Qm Vm joule. This is the potential energy stored in the system of n charges. From this we are going to derive the expression for density. So for if we have line charge, it is given by W equal to half integral rho L dl V joules, and if it is surface charge, W equal to half integral rho S ds V joules. If it is volume charge, W equal to half integral rho V dV V joules. Okay. So now now consider the volume charge distribution. W equal to half volume integral rho V dV. Okay. So this charge into V. Now according to Maxwell's equations, rho V equal to delta T. According to Maxwell's equations, delta T equal to rho V. Okay. So We equal to half integral volume integral delta T or Gauss law. This can be also called as Gauss law. Delta T equal to rho V is the fine form of Gauss law. So We equal to half into volume integral. Instead of rho V, I am replacing it with delta T into V dV. Instead of rho V, I am replacing it with delta T V dV. Okay. So for any vector A, now you consider some vector identities and simplify these equations. So consider some vector identity and simplify this equation like this. Half delta V dV minus half volume integral d dot del V dV. So remember this first term tends to 0. That is the first term tends to 0 because write this in terms of divergence theorem. In terms of divergence theorem, if we write half del dot Vd, we can replace it as half Vd dot ds. So this is del dot Vd, so Vd dot ds. So by divergence theorem, we can replace like this. And ds, as you know, ds varies with r square. ds varies with r square. And this here we have v varies with 1 by r and d varies with 1 by r square. So here we have 1 by r cube and here we have r square. So the total integral varies with 1 by r. So if the surface becomes very large, then we have to replace r with infinity. So the first term reduces to 0. 1 by infinity will be 0. So first term reduces to 0. So we have simply WE equal to minus half volume integral d dot del V dV. Okay. So we have simply the second equation, second part. So always replace minus del V equal to E. So replace minus del V equal to E. So we have WE equal to half integral d dot minus E dV. So we have half integral d dot E dV joules. So if you substitute epsilon E, so the WE equal to half volume integral epsilon naught E or E square, half epsilon naught E square. So WE equal to half epsilon naught E square dV joules or half volume integral d square by epsilon naught dV joules. So this is called the energy density in the electric field, and the unit is joules per cubic meter. So dWe by dV equal to, if you remove the integral form, so take differentiation of this, dWe by dV equal to half d dot E joules per cubic meter. So this expression is called the energy density in the electric field. Energy density in the electric field. If this is integrated over the volume, WE equal to integral dWe by dV dV. So this expression is called the energy density. So the energy density in the electric field is given by half d dot E. Next topic is expression of E due to electric dipole. What is the electric field intensity due to electric dipole? Electric dipoles means positive and negative charges separated by a distance d. So plus q minus q separated by d is called the electric dipole. Consider this electric dipole. So and you are measuring the field due to electric dipole at a point P. At a point P of r theta phi. So the distance between the charges, charge 1 plus q and P is r1, and the distance between the charge minus q and P is r2. Okay. Considering this scenario, so plus q and minus q separated by a small distance, we are measuring the field at a distance point P of r comma theta comma phi. The coordinates are, so in the, look at this figure, the coordinates here are, so here the distance between is d, so here from the origin the distance is d by 2, here the origin is d by 2. Okay. So the coordinates are 0, 0 plus d by 2 and 0, 0 minus d by 2. Here minus d by 2, here plus d by 2. Okay. So now you consider this. So the V1 potential at P due to the charge plus Q is given by this Q by 4 pi epsilon 0 R1, and P due to charge minus Q is given by minus Q by 4 pi epsilon 0 R2. So the total voltage is V equal to V1 plus V2, and we are getting this R2 minus R1 by R1 plus R2. Now if this is, if the point P is at the XY plane, the point P is at the XY plane, then equal distances, the R2 and R1 are equal. That means V equal to 0. R2 and R1 are equal. If the point P is at infinite distance, the point, now consider this case. In this case, P is at this XY plane, that is R1 equal to R2. And if we consider this P is at a distant plane, then we can calculate the angle BM. So this is the angle path difference. So this is a path difference. BM equal to AB cos theta. So here the angle is theta. So BM equal to AB cos theta. AB equal to D. So D cos theta. Or R2 minus R1. The path difference R2 minus R1 equal to D cos theta. Substituting this D cos theta by R square. So also you consider here R1 and R2, R1 equal to R2 equal to R, since it is at infinite distance. So here in the denominator we have R square. Now you E equal to minus del V. So apply the gradient operator. Applying the gradient operator, we are arriving at the expression for E as QD by 4 pi epsilon 0 R cube 2 cos theta AR plus sin A theta D theta. Similarly, dipole moment is called the product of QD is called the dipole moment. So P equal to Q into D. If we replace QD as P, QD as P, which is called the dipole moment. Thank you.